Hey guys, Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans, and you have found Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages, and I appreciate you checking us out. I've got a very special young lady, and I'm going to start it this way. Not only is she a one of our favorite realtors that we do business with, but she's also a past client. That's kind of like the hair loss. Not only am I the president, but Miss Kelly, how are you, lady?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing super fantastic. I finally have
Awesome.
twisted your arm and got you to do our podcast with us.
We made it happen,
We
finally.
we made it happen. Well, Kelly, I'll tell you what I've done with our podcast, and I've told you parts of this before. 9 years ago, I started with the radio show. 5 years ago, I turned it into a podcast, and about 5 months ago, we completely revamped our channel, and it has exploded for us. Um, it's important to me, okay, and this is just me, and it's mortgage sense with Kevin, so I can talk about anything I want to talk about. um, I think it's really, really important for people that are searching our great city of Chattanooga, North Georgia, and the surrounding areas. When they're searching people online and they're looking for a lender or they're looking for a realtor, I think it's really important for us to find out about who we are, who you are, okay? And so that's what I wanted to do today because we've known each other, is it 5 years? Is that about right?
Yeah, that sounds about. It sounds like a lot, but I think you're right.
I think it's been at least 4 years, but I think it's 5 years.
Yes.
And so I know who you are, but tell our viewers, tell us about Kelly Hailey with Redfin. What you know what
So,
you know what first, Kelly Hailey. We'll get to Redfin here in a second.
okay, well, I was born and raised in Chattanooga, so I know all parts of this town. I've seen it change. I love it. I love that new people want to move here. So that's kind of what drew me into real estate to begin with, was just
Right?
that this was my hometown and I know every little nook and cranny, and I've seen it, transition the 80s all the way to what it is today, seen that riverfront change, all of that. So that's kind of where I was coming from. And then I got my license in 2006. I worked on a team as a buyer's agent for a couple years. And then when I started having young kids, I took a little bit of a break and I came back in 2019. And I did do it periodically,
Right.
throughout that time, for friends and family, but then really hit the ground running again in 2019.
So what do you? How many kids do you have?
I have two. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old.
A
I had to
14 and
think
12
about
year
it for a second.
boys or girls?
My 14-year-old is a boy and my 12-year-old is a girl.
Okay. Well,
It's getting really exciting in our house.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know what? I will tell you this, and this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but we had three, and mine are 41, 40, and 36 now, and we've got nine grandkids. But I tell you what, I listen to Josh talk, who's got two kids. I listen to Chad, who's got two kids. Those two men in my office, and the activity that's going on. One day it stops just like that. When your 12-year-old, when your little girl leaves for college, it just stops.
I
Uh,
know.
so enjoy this time. So what do you, obviously, you've been very successful in real estate. Okay. You're doing a
Thank you.
fantastic job. I kind
Thank
of
you.
surprised you with some of your numbers the other day because I do pay attention. Um,
I just work.
why did you get into real estate?
You know what? I had been out of college a couple years and my post college job was winding down, kind of coming to an end, and it was time to, like, okay, you got to go get a big kid job. And I had a mutual friend with another agent, and he was going to be starting a team.
Hmm.
And this mutual friend was like, I think you'd be great at this. And I had always been interested. I went to UTC I graduated from UTC, but for a minute, my degree was interior design. So I had always really had an interest in homes and just design, things like that. So once that seed was planted, I was like, yeah, that actually sounds like a great idea. And when I went to class, I loved it. Like, I ate it up. I just wanted all the info I could get on it. And so that's really what started it. And then when I worked with the team too, it was a great way to enter the field without feeling like you're drowning.
That's
And
right.
so I think that really helped me build the confidence I needed to keep it going.
That's fantastic. And you can tell, and the talking that we've done before, and you can see it, you can feel it on camera. Even though we are on camera, you can feel the energy, you can feel the passion that you do have it. Because I'm telling you, lady, I'm getting ready to start my 24th year in this business, and I can't imagine doing anything else. I really wish, I had a 20-year career before I got into mortgages, and I really wish I'd spent all of this time in mortgages, because the relationships that we have built, the families that we've helped, I'm helping kids of people that we put in homes 5-10 years ago,
Yeah.
when they had kids at your age now. And the people that keep coming back, number one, it lets us know that we're doing a good job.
Mhm.
Okay? But number two, there's a trust level of what you and I do. Because, Kelly, we both know this is not about sales. You couldn't talk me into buying a house. I couldn't talk you into a mortgage. It's about giving great, solid, 100% accurate advice. Um,
Mhm.
and you've really done a great job there. So you made a move, and it's been probably 3 or 4 years ago, maybe.
So I left the brokerage I was with. I met another Redfin agent. Actually, she kept putting offers. She was putting offers in on one of my listings, and we never worked a deal together. But having met her through that process, I was like, there was something about her and about kind of the process, and she's real tenacious. I really liked that. You know what I'm talking about. And so I was just like very curious. I kept asking her, what is Redfin? Because I had never heard of it. And my husband was actually like, you need to really look into that. Like, be serious about it. And they had an opening on the team. And I was like, absolutely, I will do it. And it's been a great fit for me. I can't imagine going back to the old way of doing it before. I love it. I'm like their biggest fan.
That's
Which I know most people don't say that about who they work for, but I love it. It's a great fit for me.
a great company, great model,
Mhm.
and a lot of support, and a
It's a
lot
lot of support, and they really support their agents.
of.
You are not left out there alone. There's people everywhere to help me every turn. Even all the way up. I think our CEO is just like, he's a little go-getter. I love it. It's great.
Good. Well, I do have a question. Something just came in, and I'm going to
Okay.
take my glasses off because this is a serious question.
Okay.
So, there's probably 2,500 to 3,000 agents in Chattanooga. Okay.
Mhm.
And there's probably 500 or 600 lenders just in the Chattanooga area. All right. And you're having some great success in a difficult time. And I don't look at things as just difficult. I think the last 2 or 3 years, Kelly, have just been absurd. Okay. Uh,
Mhm.
with, it's kind of like going fishing and the fish just jump in the boat. Okay. So now we're back to where we have to work and we have to grind. There's a word that keeps coming back to me, and it's just grind. I mean, we do. We have to go to work now. Okay. Um, and I think about this a lot. What makes us special? Okay, because things that were working 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, they're not working anymore. Okay, you're talking to a 62-year-old man that's got a TikTok account, for crying out loud. Okay, uh, we're doing podcasts. We're trying to
Mhm.
add value to our real estate partners because that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, I've said all along, you know, you can get coffee, you can get breakfast, you can get lunch, you can get dinner, you can get after dinner drinks every day of the week from different lenders. Okay. I close FHA loans. I close conventional loans. I have great rates. I have great fees. I close on time. That's our job. Okay. That's our
Right.
job. So we've got to do something different. We've got to add value, real value. Okay. So my question is to you, if people are out there, if they're listening to this podcast, if they're searching Chattanooga and they come across your name, why should they call you?
I mean, I really feel like my value is honesty and integrity. And I know that sounds very like politician-y, like I'm running for something, but but in between getting my license in 2006 and now, I managed a small business. I worked in nonprofit. And so I really try to get to the heart of why you're having to move or why you're buying or what your motivation is. And then really make sure that we're going after that goal. And so if I think that we're headed down a path where this is not really going to meet your goal and it's not going to benefit you, then I am all about having that tough conversation and not sugarcoating it and being like, hey, I think we're off track or we're not doing the right thing. You want to be with an agent that you trust. And I when I meet people out at an open house, I'm like, whether it's me or another agent, find someone you trust and you can communicate with. Because if they're not understanding what you're trying to say to them, or if you think they're just feeding you a line because they want to get you to the closing table, you are not going to feel good about this deal. And this is the biggest purchase you're going to make. You have to feel good about it. And it's not always going to be easy. You're going to have hard conversations. It's fun in the beginning when you're shopping and you're looking at homes and it's all HGTV. But when you get a funky home inspection back and you have to negotiate that out no matter what side you're on, that's when push is going to come to shove and you're going to want somebody in your corner that you know is really advocating for you.
Fantastic answer. Beautiful answer.
Okay.
You know what? At the end of the day, it's not about that transaction. Okay?
It's not because even if I get somebody to closing it, like you said, the greatest thing in the world is to have somebody refer you or call you for another transaction, for another home, for another home search, or for you sold them their dream home and now they're going to buy an investment property. Whatever that is, that's the best feeling in the world. It's just to be like, we did do it right. This is great, and I'm going to do it for you again.
Or when they send friends, family, or coworkers, because it's such a big transaction, and that trust word, that's top right there.
And I mean, it's never lost on me either. Like, I mean, I'm not a millionaire. Like, I work hard for my money. I have expensive children. I mean, you know, we all do. We all have those things.
That's right.
And so it's not lost on me that is what it comes down to. This is a huge purchase. And you want to be in a home that you're happy to come home to.
That's right.
I mean, I've many times stood in a house with a buyer and been like, I know you say you like it, but I'm not feeling that love. Like, I want you to walk in and be like, oh, we love it. This is it. And then we're going to fight for that house. I don't want you to settle, you know?
You know, it's funny you say that because in all the homes that Sherry and I bought now, we bought 11 homes. Not one of them did we not walk in and say, this is home, you know?
Yes.
And I liken it to when we took all three of the kids away to college, and during their sophomore and junior years, we were looking at colleges all over Tennessee. And every single one of my kids, when they walked onto the campus, and they all went for 3 different schools. Okay, imagine that. But when they walked onto campuses, they knew immediately, this is not for me. This didn't feel right. Okay.
Right.
But when they walked onto the campuses that they were on, all 3 of them said, this is it, you know? So it's amazing. And that feeling, that gut feeling, there's something to that. There really is something to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, lady.
And having somebody that recognizes that and wants to help you do that, even if it's sometimes a hard conversation, it's okay.
That's fantastic. Well, it's easy to see why you've been successful. Let's do this. What's the best way for people to find you?
You can go to redfin.com/Kelly Hailey.
Okay.
It is 2 first names. It's exactly what it sounds like. Kelly Hailey with an I, Hailey.
Okay.
You can even Google it. It should just pop right up, and you can contact me that way or check out any of my listings.
Fantastic.
My phone number's on there.
Fantastic. And if you want to talk to me about the numbers on any of Kelly's listings or any listing in the North Georgia, Chattanooga area, all the way from Dalton, Georgia to Dunlap, Tennessee to to all up to Knoxville. Find me. You can call me. We'll talk about numbers. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. Our phone number is 423-488-7571. If you go to the About page right up there, there's a form that you can fill out. It'll ask you 2 or 3 questions. It comes right back to me, and I'll call you personally. Kelly, thank you so much. Number
that was
one.
so fast.
Do what?
That went by so quick.
It did. It did. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Continued success. And look forward to seeing you again.
Yes, very soon. Thank you. Bye.